What's up, gang? It is I, Carlton Flowers, your crypto pro.
Yay!
And I tell you what, this is very, very interesting what I am seeing on this chart right about now. And I had to throw this quick video up and share a little bit of history on me. I used to post a lot on TradingView, and I quit when they busted me for posting my YouTube links to my YouTube videos. And I didn't know that that was against the rules. And they made me so mad because they kept picking on me after busting me that I stopped posting on TradingView, and now it's very infrequent. But when I was in the thick of posting and getting lots, I still get lots of views on TradingView, probably over 1,000 on each post. I was known as the magical fib ring guy because of my ability to predict pivot points from fib rings. And I tell you what, I got away from using the fibs because I was not seeing as much confluence with the fib circle rings and the movements on the charts. But I'm slowly getting back into it, and I, for the first time, see a very critical potential pivot point that is confluent with a fib ring. And I want to lay that out for you in this video and also show you the three other indicators that are all lining up, actually four indicators, that could possibly spell a reversal on Bitcoin. And this is not financial advice, and I'm also not trying to predict something and make a name for myself saying, oh, well, I called it before it happened and I was right. I'm just showing you something to think about, and I can be 100% wrong. I'm not like Bat Guy, Bearish, Bartley, Batman, with his stork formations. What is it? The albatross Gartleys and the elephant Gartley and all that stuff. I'm just sharing with you what I see, with the disclaimer that I'm not doing this for fame and fortune or to tell you that I'm right. I'm just doing this to show you what I see that's interesting. So let's get rid of my handsome face and let's start with the 4 hour first of all, so we can tweak. I want to show you how I do these fibs before we break it down. So first of all, we look at a swing channel low to high, like when you have a bearish trending trading channel that moves to a bullish trending trading channel. Like right here, I would start here at the peak of this recent run with Bitcoin when we hit the whatever it is here, 64,000, and then I'm going to come on down to the low point of this swing channel, which is down here. And so then I would say, all right, we bottomed out here at this 29,251, or we could use this candle here that was actually less than that, and we could compare the two. But I think I'm going to go with the latter because this is kind of the extension of the swing down. And so once I do that, then I look over here and I look to see if there's anything happening on this chart kind of that is congruent with these fib circles, the rings. And here we have it. This is very interesting. We notice that when we crossed let's move this down so we can get the proper ring here. This ring set here is the magical 2.618 ring, all right? The 2.618, when we crossed that ring, we blew straight up, okay? And what we notice with these fib circle rings is that we tend to have pivot points or decision points when we cross those boundaries. Like here, we got to the end of this one, and what did it do? It blew up, all right? And so then we noticed that we came up here and we did not make it to this support resistance zone up here. And it might make it up there and touch off and come down. The stochastic on the 4 hour is bullish. It has made like two bounces. The first one here, the second one there, another crossover going up for a third peak. How long is it going to stay up here? And then we have this very bullish oscillator set on the MACD that is divergent and climbing upward. Very odd. And so you see that happen when Bitcoin is rushing up higher and does not want to come down. And we remember what happened back here when it just stayed up there in oversold and only took, a couple brief breaks here But on the 1-day chart, all of that is in the oversold zone. So here we see that we're peaked in a couple of places, here and here, which tells us that we might end up in this zone. I mean, this chart is saying we could definitely end up there. The only evidence of a pivot just at this point right now is the fact that we got a red candle going right here. And there is a possibility that we could have a give back candle where we go all the way back down to the point of beginning, because sometimes when you break a fib ring boundary, you get a fake out and then a dump. So it could come up, down, and then start to do this. All right. That is a possibility. The highest probability is jumping up into here and maybe testing 57. So that's my next target, at which point we could have another pivot or rejection. There's going to have to be a correction at some point. I don't think we're just going to rip straight to 200,000 like everybody's saying on the YouTubes. Let's go to the 1-day chart. This is interesting too. Now, looking at the 1-day, let's scroll over. And we notice that we have crossed the ring. We got the action right on the 2.618. And we'll have a lot more time before we complete this. And so if we get wicked out on the 1-day, then it's going to go down. Otherwise, it's going to move on up. That's what we'll know. So it'll take 24 hours for this to play out. Now, looking at the stochastic, it is still not wanting to go down. The fast line is diverging from the slow line again. The fast is the blue. The slow is the orange. And then we also have a good divergence on the MACD oscillators. They are divergent there, moving upwards strongly. Now, of course, when the price flips, it's going to change these because these follow the price, actually. And MACD is behind the stochastic, all right? But the thing is, you know where you are in a cycle. And sometimes we disobey the cycle positioning, like when we go down, up, down, up, down, up. But it can give you a clue as to whether or not we're at a peak, like looking at this peak right here. There's your peak. Here's your corresponding stochastic peak there. And then when we dipped, here's your dip here, and there's your corresponding stochastic dip. And then we come up in the next one. Notice that we didn't make it too high up on the next stochastic peak. So this one was a lower high. All right. So we watch the corresponding movements with the lows and highs and the price line and where it is on the stochastic. Lower low, and then there's our crossover there. And then the next one pulled up a little higher after this third in a row. This peak here gave us a lower low. All right, so this one took out this one. So that's pretty cool. But it didn't take out the one way before that, of course. We have not yet gotten overall confirmation because we're not even over this one. There's the 58, and then we've got the all-time high right there. So we still aren't 100% confirmed that this is a breakout. All right, so the fib circle ring has brought us some indications, and then right now everything looking bullish with the possibility that we could have a reversal, because we are peaked out on the 1-day stochastic, or nearing a peak. We are also at a peak on the 4-hour stochastic. We are also at a peak on the 1-hour stochastic, which this one is about to cross over. When you got all three of those lined up like that, and the cycles are on top of each other, where they finally they coincide with each other, that's usually where you get a major pivot point. Now, if the 1 hour was low and the 4 hours middle and the 1 day is high, that's different than if the 1 day is high, 4 hours high, 1 hour is high, where they're all three lined up. Or like if your 4 hours at the bottom, but the 1 day is at the top and falling, you know that when you get to the top of your 4 hour, that's within an overall fall on the 1 day. That's how you have to look at those things. So you just got to make sense of it overall and know how they interact with each other. So until then, all eyes are on this little candle right there. Will this red candle continue, or will it turn green and take us to the 58,000 promised land? Yes. What will it do? That is the question. Vote. Tell me now. What do you think is going to happen? 58K, or do we start a fall and a correction to around 42? I think that if we correct, 42,000 is probably going to be your highest probability. I'm not so sure I want to follow Batman, Gartley Bat Boy on this 14,000 call. Well, we'll see. You know, he might be right. But for right now, Bat Boy, your bat had his wing, his right wing has completely been clipped, because here, let's just identify Batman's wings. Here's the Gartley Batman and your wing right here. You got seriously clipped because it was not supposed to go above this level. And it done gone completely out of there and just broke the heck out. So this wing, sorry Batman, but your wing, I'm not believing in this anymore. So we'll see. But at any rate, vote on what you think is going to happen in the short term. Do you think it's going to go up or down? I'd like to know. Cast your vote right now and let's watch the action and see what happens for the immediate future. Thank you for your continued support. We're in this together. We'll see you next time. I'm out.